The greatest power you possess is your ability to choose. Join Lowe's Moore as he reveals how you can begin to maximize that power by exploring yourself on the deepest levels and committing to making lasting and positive changes. Get ready to achieve breakthroughs that will lead to accelerated growth and transformation, because you are now tuned in to The Blueprint.
Why they actions contradict the lamb. I'm fellowshipping when I'm with the fam. That's more relations, that's forming a phonic.
April is Autism Acceptance Month, and it's time for us to learn all about autism and how we can be great friends to everyone, no matter our differences. You know, everyone is unique and special in their own way. Some people may see, hear, or experience things differently, and that's okay. Autism is a part of who some people are, just like having brown or blue eyes or being really good at sports or art. It is just one of many amazing things that makes us who we are. Imagine our brains are like superheroes with special powers. Well, some brains have a superpower called autism. It's like having a different way of seeing and experiencing the world. Just like how some superheroes have unique abilities, people with autism have special talents and ways of doing things that are different from others. For example, some people with autism might really love certain topics or activities, like trains, dinosaurs, or drawing, and they might be super good at them. They might also have amazing memories or notice details that others might miss. But sometimes their brains might work a little bit differently when it comes to things like making friends or understanding social cues. This means that they might need a bit of extra patience and understanding from others. Just like how every superhero has their own unique powers and strengths, every person with autism is special and awesome in their own way. And you know what? We can all be superheroes by being kind, accepting, and understanding towards everyone, including our friends with autism. During Autism Acceptance Month, we can learn more about autism and how to be supportive friends to those who have it. It is all about kindness, understanding, and acceptance. Just like we show love and support to our friends and family, we can also show love and support to our friends with autism. We can include them in games, listen when they talk, and be patient and understanding. When we all come together with love and acceptance, we create a world where everyone feels valued and included. Remember, let's celebrate our differences and spread kindness every day and not just during Autism Acceptance Month.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Podcast. This is Lowe's Moore, and I'm sitting next to my lovely wife, Patrice Moore. And, welcome to this special presentation on the Blueprint, focused on Autism Acceptance Month.
I like that.
Right? And then also awareness, because there's some people who realize that there are people with autism, right? And they know about it, right? And maybe not know a whole lot about it. But then there's a whole spectrum of people, a whole audience out there that have no idea what autism is, that it exists, and that's why we need awareness. And so before we get into our show and get to our special guest this evening, I'm going to say it up front. Before I get to Travis Archer, the man, before I get to him, right, Patrice and I would like to talk a little bit about, if you could put up tonight, I think there's a picture with him with Travis, the intro, right? And you notice that there's a little box, probably to my right, maybe your left, depending on how you look at it. It's on the right side of it. It says special needs, and so before we get to our guest this evening, we want to talk a little bit about, between me and my wife, we want to talk a little bit about special needs. And really what that is, because people, sometimes you hear it in the past, we talk about disabled kids. We talk about a whole bunch of things, and we don't necessarily know the terminology. And sometimes over time, the terminology changes, right? And so, special needs, particularly special needs kids, children, teenagers, or adults, right? People that need special attention, right? And so we've been blessed. I always say, somebody said this when our son Isaiah was born. Isaiah was born with spina bifida, and so probably if you're in Mount Vernon, you see Isaiah pushing around in his wheelchair, so forth and so on, and so the crazy thing about that experience, we had 3 kids before Isaiah, right? And so we just expected, okay, Patrice is pregnant. We're gonna have our 4th child, and everything is gonna be good, right? And so when Isaiah was born, right, and if you didn't get my wife's book, right, I got it right here. That's my wife's book right there, right? It's So What, right? A testimony of the power of faith, right? You can get it everywhere. Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or you can look her up and she'll make sure you get a book. But she talks about this experience in her book as well. And so when Isaiah was born, I mean, immediately we were at Mount Vernon Hospital, and immediately after birth, there was somewhat of a transparent sac on Isaiah's back, and so immediately that caused for an alarm, and and the doctor. Next thing you know, after giving birth, my wife was still at the hospital, and Isaiah was transferred to I think it was Westchester Medical Center. Right? I don't know if you can imagine, 2 of us, after having birth to 3 children, and then all of a sudden now we're in this experience, and we don't know, we've never been in that experience before, particularly leaving your wife at the hospital and then having your son being flown or transported to another hospital, and then I'm jumping in my car and I'm running there. So and then finding out your son was born with spina bifida, and so I'm sitting there, I don't know what to think, and my wife is alone, trying to get herself together over there, and a lady comes to me, right, and she says to me, I'm in social service, social worker, and my son was born with spina bifida, and I really don't, I'm not there, but I'm listening to her. I just remember it so vividly, what she was speaking to me about, and I was like, wow, what's really what's going on, and then all the questions come up, like, why me, so forth and so on, all those kind of things come up. And she was talking about her son and how they're a support system. And she said to me, it was crazy, right in the midst of it, she said, you have now become a super parent. I was like, a super parent? Yeah. He said, you just got all children are a gift, but you got a gift like that. And I was like, it shifted my whole thinking, right, about, and she started talking about some of the things that what happened with her experience, and, where her son is at now, and how he's doing. And so I just kind of calmed down, a little bit, but we just wanted to talk about special needs, and particularly special needs people, or special need, in our case, special need kids, right? And so we want to talk a little bit about that, because just before I asked Patrice to talk a little bit about it, I want to give you my book of the week, or books of the week, right? And so we're going to talk a little bit about these things before we get to our this evening's guest. And of course it is, my wife's book, So What? But yet, if you see on the side, right, you'll see a small book. I think I put a bigger picture of the books on the side, right? The Perfect Butterfly, and I'm gonna have my wife. That's the other book, and then the next one is Finding My Roar, right? My wife wrote that book as well, and then there's one more, Swoosh Swoosh Swish Whoop Whoop Swish Swish, right? And my wife wrote this book as well. So and then those are the books of the week, and then the words of the week is special needs, right? And then hopefully at the end of this show, as I drop my pebble, here's my pebble in the pond. I'm dropping my pebble in the pond right there.
Okay, show it again.
Oh, show it again. There's my pebble. Where's my little basketball? But I'm dropping in the pond, and I'm expecting the ripple effect of this show, right? So it's in the pond, and so the words of the week is special needs. So I want to talk to my wife for a few minutes about, number one, about her experience in regards to becoming a super parent, right? And becoming a super parent, and then helping other parents realize they're super parents, right? And creating these books, starting with Isaiah's book. Talk a little bit about those, your experience, and go right into those books.
Wow, that's a lot. But I'm gonna shorten it really quickly. Isaiah was born 28 years ago, and the day that he was born, as soon as I saw him, I knew that we had crossed over into special need parenthood. I had probably sometime before that, I remember we used to go to Burger King in Co-op City, and they used to always have at the back of Burger King all the kids with the wheelchairs and children with disabilities, and I used to see them all the time, and my heart would go out. And never did I realize that I would end up, being the parent of one of those children. And the day Isaiah was born, I knew when I saw the thing on his back, I said, he has spina bifida. And you were like, what's that? I didn't even know what spina bifida was, what all that it entailed. I knew that he had it. And because I saw the thing on his back. And, through my studies, neurological studies during the things I did in college, I knew exactly what it was. And so I took a deep breath. They took him away. And the day that we went to the hospital for the first time, or that I went to the hospital for the first time to see him, the lady asked me, did I know that my child was special? And did my kids know that Isaiah was special? And I remember looking and saying, my kids know that they're all special and we're part of a special family. But she was probably trying to explain special needs in a different kind of way to me. But I just didn't see, I couldn't understand it. But as time progressed, I learned, and I read a book, and I think it was called Giant Steps, but it wasn't the one that was I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had one, or somebody. There was a basketball Giant Steps, but this one was about spina bifida, and I remember how I read that book from front to cover and how it encouraged me. And so I thought, as a parent, what a great way to be able to reach out to young people. And Isaiah's book really came serendipitously, and I say that because I wasn't expecting to do the book. So my cousin Judy, I always say this, I've shared this before, my cousin Judy had asked me to, had taken Isaiah everywhere, right? She was Isaiah's, let me tell you, she
Isaiah's
was
guardian.
What? People thought Isaiah was her child. right? And so what ended up happening was Mother's Day was coming, or something was coming, and I asked her what did she like, and she said butterflies. And I asked a girl at my job, did she have any butterflies that she could that she had pictures of, and she brought me the pictures, and it was a bunch of pictures, and one of the pictures had the butterfly with a hole in it, and she kept pushing it to the side. And when she told me that she pushed it to the side because the butterfly had a hole in its spine, I started to cry, because I was like, that's the one I want, because my son had a hole in his spine. And she put all of these pictures out, and these pictures were beautiful pictures, but she kept putting the ones with the butterfly with the hole. She goes, it's messing up my pictures. And I could not stop crying, and she couldn't get it. And when I took all the pictures and I created a poetry book, and that poetry book became the first one. It was cathartic for me. It was healing in the process of me, writing it. And when I would show it to people, they would be like, oh my goodness, you need to have this in multiple languages. You need to do this. And, so many people with children. And I've never shown it to like anybody from Spina Bifida of America or anything, but I'm sure that if I did, people with parents with children with Spina Bifida would probably take it off the market. It would probably go crazy. Like it would sell out. But I personalized the books, right? So this one was specific to Isaiah. And when everybody was looking at it and they were loving on it and everything. And then one day, Travis said, I was showing it to people at church, and Travis said, well, where's my book? And that was just so instrumental to me, because, everybody was thinking, like with Travis and his needs, like he was so adamant, like, where's my book? And he shook me, like when he said that, and I went, okay, let me do it. And so I have to be inspired. So next thing you know, one day I'm in church, actually. I'm sitting on the pulpit, and Finding My Roar came to my attention. And out of nowhere, I just started writing it, because I watched Travis, I watched Mikey, our other godson, I watched Marion and Lena and Mike and Trevor and everything everybody was doing, working with them, and Finding My Roar came. And it was just, and part of it was because Travis liked lions and he liked elephants, right? He had gone to Africa, he had taken pictures, and it was like, you know what, I'm going to go and use the lion, and because a lion needs a roar. And so the book, Isaiah was the inspiration for Perfect Butterfly, but Travis was the inspiration for Finding My Roar, and Mikey as well, because Mike, those are my two babies. So if you look at the cover of Victoria Robustello, actually, I developed a relationship with her. She's a young artist, and I asked her to draw pictures of my kids, with their animal. So that's Travis's face, and that's Mikey's face that we took pictures of. And when you go back to Isaiah, with his, she actually put the butterfly wings on his back, and that was a picture of Isaiah that was taken in the newspaper, and then she took butterfly wings and put them, and his arms were actually like that. I mean, that's actually his arms, and she just put wings around it, and that was actually the color of the butterfly. So it made it so perfect, and butterfly that was in the in the book. So, and then with Rain down at Rain was a little girl who's she had a heart transplant at pretty much very early in after her birth, and her grandfather worked with me, and he was an amazing guy. And I remember him talking. I remember when her mother got pregnant, and her father was like, "She's so young. I can't believe she's having a baby." And when the baby came, like he immediately fell in love, and then she had to have a heart transplant, and they were devastated. And I was going to Monday night prayer one night, and on my way to prayer, he called me, and he was like, he's crying on the phone. He goes, "They found our heart. They found our heart. Rain's gonna have a heart transplant tomorrow," and he's crying, and I'm crying. Oh. The next day, Rain had a heart transplant, and she's probably like, I think 11 years old now or something, 11 or 12 even. But it was so I wrote, so Joanne, who works with me, she was like, you need to write a book about Rain. Like, Rain? I'm like, look, Joanne, I can't just write books. I got to be inspired. And she said, what more inspirational would it be for you to write, about Rain? And so I couldn't get anything out, nothing. I mean, I was trying really hard to write something about Rain. And, So one day we were at lunch, and Beverly, one of our HR directors, she was made lunch boxes for her kids, right? And she always would put a note or something special. And in the lunch box was a note, and it said, "Did you know that an octopus has 3 hearts?" And I went, "What?" An octopus has 3 hearts, and all of a sudden I had a bell go ding 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 ding, and so I went to a conference. I'm at the conference, right? All of this great stuff is being talked about, and all of a sudden, whoop whoop swish swish came, and while everything was going on, I wrote whoop whoop swish swish, and it's really whoop whoop swish swish is actually when a person first gets pregnant, and you put the ultrasound thing, and there's a whoop 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 whoop. Whoop whoop, and you feel like the baby's floating around in your stomach when you first hear the heartbeat. So the whoop whoop swish swish is actually a heartbeat.
Wow.
And so in that book, it actually talks about how when she first found out she's pregnant and hearing the heartbeat and how excited, and then the baby comes and all of a sudden they're checking the heartbeat and the heartbeat starts to fade, right? And in the midst of it, they're telling her your baby's going to be on machines until we find a heart, and how traumatizing that was for them. And then the great feeling of joy when the heart comes. But what they don't understand, what people don't understand, that we have joy that a person received a heart, but somebody's family was devastated that their baby was gone. But they said, in the midst of their baby dying, here, you can have the heart so your baby can live. And so there's a certain part in it. It says, even though we had the joy, another mother had to cry because they lost their baby so that your baby could live. And it was so powerful for me. So when I wrote Whoop Whoop Swish Swish, I remember Lozy, he could be my biggest critic, right? So I read it to him. He said, that is one of the most powerful poems I've ever read. And I feel it was. So when I make these books, I also make them special for the families.
Right.
So there's always pictures of the child afterwards because I want them to feel like to see their child. And I could do a generic book and just stop it at the end, but I like to make sure that I make it personal for each person. So special needs, man, we are special. And I want to finish one thing and say, I remember after Isaiah was born, I was doing the Montel Williams shows, right, on a regular basis. And I had to do a show right after Isaiah was born, and Montel came up to me and he was like, I'm so sorry. I heard about your son. I'm so sorry. And I remember saying to him, and to me this was one of the most powerful statements, I said, why are you sorry? I said, I birthed my child just like everybody else did. I pushed him out just like everybody else did. You can say congratulations to me. There's nothing, and he was like, I never thought about that. And I want to just encourage people that if you have a child that has special needs, or they were born cerebral palsy, they were born, with any type of disability when they were born, you know what? Congratulations to you. You know what? You still carried that baby. You did everything you needed to do to get that baby to that place of life. And so I am the person, the cheerleader, to congratulate those parents that have had those things. And that was something that I needed to hear so badly that I remember crying hysterically one day in the house because everybody was calling me and saying they were sorry. And I remember saying, can't somebody just say congratulations? And I was throwing a tantrum. I mean, I literally was throwing a tantrum in the house. And in the midst of the tantrum, the doorbell rang. And when I got to the doorbell, there was this huge fruit basket with all kinds of stuff. And it was from Holliswood because I was working there. And it said, congratulations, we love you. It was like while I was throwing a tantrum, God can immediately speak to you.
That's awesome. And before we move on real quickly, there's one more book about the bumblebee.
Yeah.
We can't forget that.
Yeah. It's the beautiful baby bumblebee, and it's about Malia. And Malia is our great niece. And she was born with some visual impairments and some other things. And I remember when she was about 2, maybe 3, she was young, and she was learning how to walk. and we walked to the Boys and Girls Club, and she was pushing this little thing, and she was walking, and then if she pushed it out too far and she would fall, she would crawl like on her hands and knees until she found it, and then she would stand up again, right? And it just shook me just to see that, and she was so busy, and I was like, she was a beautiful baby bumblebee. So I call it the busy baby bumblebee because she was busy and beautiful, and I think she's 11 now, 10 or 11 now, and and she's doing wonderful things, but it was about a bumblebee who couldn't see. And so that bumblebee was sitting on the tree while all the rest of the bumblebees were on the flowers, and the other bumblebees were laughing because they were like, you don't even know where you're supposed to be. You're sitting over in the tree and we're sitting on the flowers. But because she sat on the tree, she made honey sweeter than the flowers. And so she became the queen bee. And so Malia is our queen bee. And so I got to get that really completed because I want to get Victoria to do a bumblebee picture with Malia because, it's perfect, but it's about her. And she's our godson's daughter. And but she's also our great niece. So we've been blessed to have, 2 godsons with autism, a son with spina bifida, a great niece who's got visual impairment, Bobby with diabetes, right?
Yeah.
We've got and Rain, who's like another baby to me, who with a heart transplant. Like, who got it better than us, man?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
So I want to say this to each and every one of you. Welcome.
Yeah,
welcome. You are super parents. You are super aunts and uncles. You are super nieces and nephews. You are super cousins. You're super grandparents, super great grandparents, right? You just are. You and because hey, let me say this: without our brothers and sisters, without our aunts,
our parents,
mm-hmm. our cousins, man, we wouldn't have been able to get through this. It was about the family that helped us they loved us, prayed for us while we were going through. And I'm sure that every of all our godsons, great nieces, their family as well, on both sides, man, have been so supportive. We love you guys. You must be aware all around you that there are things going on all around you, and there's some very special and wonderful people all around you. And I say this too, we are all special and we are all wonderful.
That's right. I believe it was Joyce Meyer, and we love Joyce, right?
Yeah.
But many, many years ago, before Isaiah was born, we were living in Albany, and she did a Mother's Day sermon that was out of this world.
Yeah.
And she broke down every single mother. And the last mother she broke down was mother of children with special needs.
Yep. Super mothers.
She turned that thing out, and I never forgot that sermon. I listened to it over and over again, and when she talked about mothers of children with special needs, I cried. Who would have thought years later that would be me?
Yeah.
So that's what So What is all about. That's what these books are about. I think in So What, I actually have all of the poems that were written in So What. I think they're all in there.
Okay.
So if
get the book.
You get that, you'll get to see all of them.
And I didn't know I was going to become a super parent, right? And I didn't know why I was selected, by special needs, the Special Olympics, right? I was an honor in Albany, New York. I was an honorary coach, right, of the Special Needs Olympics. Right. And I spent all day out there, watching all the kids with special needs, with disabilities, run track, do everything that we were doing right out there in their own Olympics. And I also I was the host of a number of camps for disabled kids as well through the New York State Recreation Department.
Now, did you want to do Finding My Roar with Mikey now or later? What is your...
we're going to end with Mikey.
Okay.
We're going to end with Mikey and
But if we end, nobody will get a chance to say anything if they wanted to. But whatever you want to do, you're in charge.
Well, in the midst of it, we'll put Mikey so you'll get a chance to comment as well. Yeah.
Okay. You want to do your affirmation?
Yeah, I want to do my affirmation. All right. Grades don't measure intelligence, and age doesn't define maturity.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. That's my Hill Hopper, Pierce Hopper moment. And to help us better understand when people say accepting or autism acceptance month and awareness, right? To better help us understand that, we're going to go over to the music, right? And music and movie. And so the music, in terms of special needs, and look at Ray Charles, right? Look at the greatness of Ray Charles, and how wonderful he was in terms of his music.
Stevie
right?
too.
But he was blind, right? And I want to go to my person of the week right now before I do the movie. Go to my person of the week since you mentioned Stevie Wonder, right? So it goes to show you, right? Some people can't hear, some people can't see, all kinds of things. But I've seen so many people become great, right? And let me say this too. In Isaiah's experience, and my experience with Isaiah at the national wheelchair basketball tournaments, let me say this. Every year I went to the national championships in Denver. It's like 3,800 kids, wheelchairs. I mean, incredible, man. Incredible people, personalities. And there wasn't one, and I asked a bunch of them, what are you going to be in the future? And every one of them knew what they wanted to be in the future. But those who are able-bodied means when I go to high schools and middle schools and I ask them what they want to be in the future, they have no idea what they want to be. But every one of those kids that were disabled in their wheelchairs, they knew exactly what they wanted to be. They wanted to be a nurse. They wanted to be a doctor, all kinds of things when I asked them. And I was so pumped up, to realize that everybody has dreams and everybody can get those dreams fulfilled. So real quickly, I want to go back to my movie of the week because there is the movie,
Sorry.
right? And so I don't, most people, we know Denzel Washington, right? Well, I know Denzel Washington. We all know Denzel Washington.
You know who he is, but you know who him.
Right.
You know
but
him.
It's the Academy Awards winner, Denzel Washington, and he's done a lot of movies, and some of them, we all like all his movies, but I think people had a moment moment with Roman Israel, the movie Roman Israel, right? He's like, oh man, Roman Israel, what was that movie about, right? And I don't think we took it serious, right? I don't think we took it serious what Denzel had to do in order to be Roman Israel, right? Because many of you didn't know that. I don't know if you knew that Roman was on the spectrum, right? He had Asperger's, right? So he had some form of on the spectrum of autism, right? And so that's why he was acting. We say he's acting weird, but he was acting normal. He was being Roman Israel, right? And we didn't see that when we watched the movie, and how Denzel had to research and figure out what this character was all about. So I want to show you a couple of videos, right? Real quick. We don't own these videos, but I wanted to show you. I know. I want to show you these two videos of him talking about his experience with Roman Israel.
I just kept asking myself, well, why is he like this? Why does he have these? Why is he alone? Why is he, So the Asperger's research, I started heading down that road, and I had a guy I know whose son worked for a law firm, and he was brilliant, and he was on the spectrum. And I said, oh, that makes sense. So I started doing a lot of research about that.
You were a cornerstone of activism. You're inspiring.
I'm tired of doing the impossible for the ungrateful. I felt like he was stuck somewhere in 70. I picked 77, and I looked at my own pictures. I said, oh yeah. And then then you start, I Googled black men in 1977. From Dr. J or whoever, whoever it was. And, just one thing leads to another. You just start heading down that road, your journey, and you find this, then you find that. And then under the sided glasses, then this kind of clothes, that kind of, he weighs this much because he doesn't do, one thing after another. I mean, that's what I love doing. Unusual guy. I like him. I feel for him.
Just one more on when Denzel
Dan tells me that the "you're too near me to hear me" line was yours.
Oh yeah, yeah. A buddy of mine, he's gonna be happy when he sees it. That's one of his lines. "You're too near me to hear me." So I just threw that in.
There's so many good lines, and it's just so true to Roman's character. I know you worked hard on spending time in the apartment. Talk about that process for you. What you were going in and needing to do to make that happen.
Why? I asked the million whys. Why is he alone? Why does he have no relationships? Why does he eat peanut butter all the time? Why is he not comfortable around other people? Why is he so brilliant? And you start to head down a road to answer those questions. And I did a lot of research about Asperger's and who were his heroes. There was a picture that we always had up on the wall of Bayard Rustin, who was really one of the architects of the civil rights movement and the March on Washington in particular. And people don't know it. So I just embraced it. When a writer writes a great play or screenplay, he doesn't give you all the clues of the character. It doesn't say in the script he has big hair and wears glasses and he's clumsy, but he gives you the food you need to head off in a direction, and it's rare to get scripts like that.
Carmen told me it was tough having those dialogues with you because Roman looks away. There isn't that eye contact.
Right. They're going back to Asperger's, and he tries to what they call mimic neurotypical behavior. He's not able to read those signs, and he has difficulty looking at people at times, and rather than to act that, I asked the question why and head down that road.
There's never been a role that I've seen you take on where I wasn't fully convinced you dove every aspect into it, but was there something extra special about this character?
I can tell you that there hasn't been a role that I've done when I look at the movie and I'm looking at it like I'm talking to someone else. Like, don't do that. I like the guy. I root for Roman because he's like, man, he's trying. He just keeps messing up. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I love that character. I'm not watching it anymore. I've seen it enough, but they showed a scene the other night, and when he's trying to get a job and how emotional he gets, and I was sitting there kind of welling up. It's like, man, it's he means it's in every, it's in him. It's just the core of who he is, and you admire that. I wish I could have that much conviction.
He's not distracted by all the other crap that we all get sucked into.
No, but then he's unequipped. You never see him. I don't think until he starts to change a bit, you don't see him outside without his headphones.
No.
He stays in his world.
He's in the safety of that iPod.
Yeah, yes. That old iPod 2 or something.
So great to meet you.
My pleasure.
Thanks for your time.
All right, we're back, and it's kind of Denzel giving you a perspective of Asperger's, the spectrum, and if you didn't get a chance to see Roman J. Israel, make sure you check out that movie, man. That's my movie of the week.
All right.
Right, and then I want to, so I can get to my guests. Right, I got some shout outs. Yeah, to my sister Tracy, happy birthday today. Is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday. Love you.
Happy birthday, sis.
Yeah, many more.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Happy heavenly birthday to Miranda, right? Today as well. We truly miss Miranda. I mean,
Yeah, that was my girl.
She was a baller.
She was a baller for real.
And she had a beautiful spirit. Man, we love you, Miranda, and we miss you.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
she went to college up at WestCon, which was not too far from where I worked, and I would go check her out when she would play basketball. She played at Lincoln High School, and she was a good kid, and I really definitely miss Miranda and everything that she went. So truly, we thank God, for Tracy and Miranda, and I think you have one more
Randy.
shout out.
Yeah, one more shout out. You see, I got my Jackie Robinson shirt on. Right, and on April the 15th, we missed it. April the 15th is Jackie Robinson Day. If you see in that picture, right, Jackie Robinson. Nobody in Major League Baseball wears the number 42, right? And so on that day, April 15th, every year, every player in the entire Major League Baseball, MBL, wears number 42 in honor of Jackie Robinson. So we salute Jackie. He was amazing, right? And he represented us well, right? So again, man, if you missed it, get out your Jackie Robinson shirt and get it on.
Amen. Ma said that I'm forgetting on Joyce. We got on Joyce a couple of shows ago. But happy birthday again in April, and happy birthday Randy again in April. April's getting almost like November for us, I'm telling you. But a lot of April birthdays, because I think your sister's birthday is tomorrow. Other sister's birthday is tomorrow this week too. But she'll be on next week's show. We'll put it on. So I think you got all your folks in there.
Yep.
So you ready for your guest?
Yeah, I'm ready for my guest. I want you to hear Travis Archer and his keynote speech, and then we will see him in person.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Xavier Archer. I am now 26 years of age. I graduated from the Office Sponsoring Academy in 2015, graduated in Mercer College in the spring of 2020. Yeah, kind of funny how I graduated in the middle of the pandemic.
Yes.
Now, some of you may ask, why do I love art so much? Well, as far as my drawings go, artistry is all about making choices. Drawing, coloring, and painting and even sculpting is one thing, but it's the choices that you make with your artistry is what makes it come to life and to give so much value into how that artistry is made. Your artistry could be realistic, abstract, surreal, simple, basic, emotional, expressive, or even symbolic enough to convey a powerful message, but it's only based on the choices that you make as an artist and to what you would say is a masterpiece. And if you're really, really that excited about your artwork, you can always share your artistic visions to the world. So that way you would hope that people can see the value of the choices you make with your artistry. And the only difference between a mess and a masterpiece is your choice of how you bring your vision to life. Now, as for my hobbies, aside from my beautiful singing voice, and of course my piano playing, and of course, who could ever forget my bike riding, I like to draw animals and Disney-style humans. I like to write fiction stories, film scripts, poems, film reviews, and sometimes I like to sketch or color my drawings with colored pencils. Yeah, I use colored pencils the most. And I would hope that in the future I would own my own animation studio and turn all of my fiction stories into full-length animated feature films and have them released in theaters on a yearly basis on top of winning Best Animated Feature at the Golden Globes and the
Yes,
Oscars.
yes.
Best Picture. All right, it's very important. So before I leave the stage, my biggest advice to all artists, and I hope you're paying attention, my biggest advice that I can give to all artists is make what you want to see. The very artwork you could be working on right now could be the very one that you could be staring at for the rest of your life, especially when you live to be 100 years old or when you're about to take your last breath. Your artistry is your identity, and it's all based on your decisions. Never forget your choices. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh man, woo! That's my godson. That's my man, Travis, right there. He was excited, right? He was excited to be the keynote speaker, right? And he did he did a tremendous job, man. You was awesome, man. Yeah. So, Travis, welcome to the Blueprint.
Oh, excited to be here.
So we got some pictures, man. Oh, Travis finding his raw. Yeah. Oh man, let's see the many faces of Travis. There's Travis right there, and yeah, I wrong. That's Travis, and then right that's of course it's Aunt Treese, and there's Mom Marion, and there's Isaiah, and there's Travis, right?
Yep.
When they were babies, right? And then you see them down there now; they grown men, colleges, and Travis is a college graduate.
Yep, college graduate.
Awesome. And there go the many faces of Travis. Woo. Yeah. So Travis, what's up, man?
Nothing much. I'm just here.
You here?
Yeah, and yes, you are exactly right. I'm a college graduate from circa 2020. And I think I must have said in my speech, it's kind of funny how I graduated in the middle of the pandemic, isn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, I remember we having the ceremony. You couldn't have it at the school, and we had to have the ceremony in the backyard. That was nice though.
Oh yeah,
because we got to eat some good food.
And you know what else too?
What
immediately after like my big speech, immediately after that, we pretty much, I think you remember this, we all danced, and immediately after we danced, we pretty much had to clean everything up. And immediately after we had to clean everything up, it was at that point where I just got on my bike and I just rode all the way to the sunset.
Oh, nice. Awesome, man.
Yeah, that's a happy ending right there.
Yeah. You get, when you graduate, you get to do what you want to do, right?
For real.
Yeah. So check this out, man. You heard all of the, you heard all the things in regards to, as we, we have the acceptance, right, of autism. Right, and then there's the other aspect of it that's we're making people aware, right? So, as you were also the main preacher at church last week as well. So, talk about I know you knew or your mom said to you about what the expectations of what the doctor said in regards to what you could and couldn't do. So talk about that particular experience from because you shared it with us last week, but talk about what they said Travis wasn't going to do. And now look at what Travis, talk about that.
Okay. And I promise, I don't know, I might even keep my voice as low as I can. But
you could just be Travis.
All right, okay. Okay. Full disclosure, I did not remember a single thing what the doctor says when I was a toddler, but I don't know. Maybe my parents must have told me, but I don't know. Maybe I must be right. Maybe pretty much any doctor's intentions are to tell your child that tell your parents that your child has a disability, pretty much either for the paycheck or just to have black people to just leave them alone. And yeah, I'm just I don't know. It's just some of my assumption, but yeah, I like I said before, I didn't remember this at all, but I pretty much somewhat remembered that when you happen to have PDD, pervasive development delay, I think that is part of the autistic spectrum, and yeah, yeah, that is part of the autistic spectrum, part of the Asperger's spectrum, something like that. And I guess they pretty much emphasize that that when you have PDD, you might have trouble speaking, you might have trouble reading, you might have trouble, reading, speaking, what is it, writing, something like that. That your child is just going to do absolutely nothing in a, I said this before in my speech and my preaching, hypothetical world where autistic people weren't supposed to do anything. Alright, okay, if that's your case, then what the heck was I doing reading every Dr. Seuss book ever made? Like, I don't even have to name them. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, okay? Cat in the Hat, what is it, Green Eggs and Ham? Like, not even just to read them, but also to understand English. Like, why in the heck did I attend speech class every second I go to school? And why the heck did I get an honor roll in both middle school and high school just for doing my homework? I thought any person of any high IQ would do something like that. Or not even just that. Like, why in the heck did I get not one, not two, but at least like 3 callbacks from The Lion King? Why did I even sing at all if I'm expected to make random noises that nobody could understand? Or heck, why in the heck when I was 7, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8, I just made this giant list of favorite animals. Like, I don't remember, but I did remember that I remember putting the word elephant at the top, but just in a giant list of animals when I was that young and in preschool. Why the heck did I even read books about animals? And why did I even draw these animals? Why did I even, like, how is it that I would happen to graduate with, it's just like, why did I even graduate middle school, high school, or even college for that matter? Why did I even get a degree? Why? And if we're talking Facebook, why in the heck did I post an entire history of every cartoon movie that ever hit the projector? And why the heck did I write so many film reviews or so many why did I write so many fictional stories or something like that? And most importantly, why do I write a lot of fiction stories, poems, a lot of essays about my favorite movies, and why do I love them so much? And most importantly, why in the heck did I somehow become a big helping hand for the Revelators in terms of my art, in terms of my voice, and in terms of my acting? I mean, like, I don't know. Were they just over-exaggerating? Were they right? Like, was it really for the paycheck? Was it really for us black people to leave them alone? Or did they not see the blessing that God has given me over the years?
Yeah. And well, I think sometimes, right, I think, based on whatever previous experience they had in regard, they could give us their experience, like when Isaiah was born with spina bifida. And they said that he would never walk. Well, he walks with the braces. He could walk with his braces, and he could get out in and out the car, and he could use his wheelchair, right? And they said a lot of things. I guess it's just like, okay, this is what happens when your child is born with this, right? And so they give you an overview, right? Not really knowing, right? Not really knowing, and then as people kind of expand that, right?
Yeah.
Isaiah expanded it, right? You expanded it, and I think as more people expanded it, I mean, even Malia, my great niece, you know, they were saying about being blind and stuff like that, but I think Malia could really see colors and different things like that. So I think ultimately it come down to you, and you see something, like your love of animals, right? And so you become so passionate about that your mind just says, I love the animals, man. And then all of a sudden you started drawing animals, and you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I think they give you a baseline, right?
Baseline.
And then you have to go from the baseline. And I think everybody, regardless of whether they able-bodied or disabled, right? I think everybody is given a baseline, right? Even if a person is born with no disabilities, we all are given a baseline. Because what happens, a person who born able-bodied does not mean they're going to go on and be successful, right? Because they can grow up in the wrong environment. They can get treated wrong. I mean, they could not just determine they're just not going to excel, right? And so like Isaiah wanted to do wheelchair Olympic basketball, and he wanted to do this, and he wanted to do that, right? Now, I used to go to his high school, middle school and high school, and I used to be there for career day, and I would ask people what they wanted. A lot of them weren't excelling. They were not doing well in school, but yet when I talked about Isaiah wanting to graduate from high school, wanting to graduate from college, what he wanted to do, and he was disabled, right? And here you are, able-bodied, but you don't have the mind to move forward. So I think a lot of it has to do with you. You're given a baseline, and then you determine, right? Travis determined, like, oh man, based on your support, and I want to go do this with you, the support of your parents, right? We talk about family, talk about your mom, talk about your dad, and your in terms of helping you get where you are today.
What, you wanted to like a short bio or something?
No, just talk about your mom and how she supported you in all this, and your dad who supported you with what Travis wants to do, getting through elementary school, getting through middle school, going to high school, and going on to college. How was they helpful to you?
Okay. All right. Well, I will say this. I will say this. Whether my mom is doing a project for the Revelators or pretty much building a project on anywhere on the house or even just cleaning the house, we always work as a team, me and her. Always. For some reason. I mean, hey, listen, disagreements are always going to happen whether you like it or not. But I will say this, that my mom isn't just a mom in terms not only with her cooking and not only with everything that a mother should do. And from everything that I've seen, especially from what she can do with the Revelators, she is, in my opinion, the definitive example of a leader. There's a difference between boss and leader. And sometimes, there are moments where I would pretty much believe that Dad is more of the boss and she would be the leader. And I think I remembered this one little photo. You don't have to look this up. This one little photo where you got the boss in the what is it? The desk, and you got the person, and you got the leader, and the other people just like bringing the desk forward, and the leader is supposed to be like pointing his workers towards the right direction. I think she would do this not only with all children who are considered her students, she would also do it with me, and I am so blessed that she acknowledged that I could draw. And I am so blessed that she acknowledged that I can sing, and I am so blessed that she acknowledged that I can somehow act, and it's no wonder why since 2018 I've been working projects after projects with her since 2018.
So she just included you. She just...
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, and we did a lot of involvement. The Wiz, okay, Cece's Hot Chocolate, okay, Me as a Lion, blah, 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 blah. What was it?
I think we jumping ahead over there, though.
My bad. Point is, and I will say this. Mom is one of those very important coaches that I could not live without. And I dare even say that she's not only a very, very good mom, and also one of the, I don't know, probably the easiest people to talk to, but also, I'm not going to lie, she is a great, great friend.
Awesome, man. Hope you're listening, Mom. Yeah. Yo, Mom and Dad. Shout out. And check this out.
Go on.
You go from the animals, right? Mom and Dad, you know, they engaged into the whole art thing. I mean, if we can go back to some of them beautiful pictures, you know, then Mom and Dad, yeah, awesome. And then some of them beautiful pictures that you were drawing. If we can go back to some of them artwork. I mean, I saw something in them, particularly, and that's why I put all these kind of together. Right, you just finished talking about your mom, right? Right, but you're talking about these are like almost like moms with their children and all those drawings.
Those are Mother's Day drawings.
Yeah, so that's awesome, man, and you know, yeah, beautiful Mother's Day drawings. Yeah, I like that. But check this out, sis. I like art too, man. You know, I really like art a lot. I did a couple of things back in the day myself, man. I think see, look.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't want to sell myself. I wouldn't call myself an art critic, but you got the anatomy of Donald and Daisy just right.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that from a specialist. Yeah.
I mean, like, all you got to do, like, if you would have the time, you don't have to have the time for it. I know, like, there are some other drawings that I did make but didn't get a chance to color. I suffered through this too. But, like, I mean, with their mouths, you could have at least put in some red violets. Or pretty much.
But they're having a conversation. I was like, hi, Patrice. Miss you. Love you.
No, I mean, like, if you would see their mouths, I always do this with their mouths.
Like a little tongue in there?
Not just a tongue, but also color the tongue pink and have the mouth to be, like, red violets, something like that. Yeah. I don't know. That's just my way of...
I accept the art critics. No, that's pretty cool, man.
And not only do I draw animals, I mean, like, I know you would consider these animals, but I also love and draw on dinosaurs and even mythological creatures like dragons.
Yeah, I think we had some pictures of some dragons up there. There go a dragon right there. And also, I knew you loved dinosaurs, man. But there go Kermit.
The Frog.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog.
I just did it because it was funny.
Yeah. And then I think I got a picture of a dinosaur. You probably can tell me what kind of dinosaur it is.
Oh, okay. I get that a lot. A lot of people don't really grasp that many names of dinosaurs. And I will say this, like, even though I can recall some of my favorite dinosaurs, like, there are some dinosaurs in some books that I've pretty much forgotten their names, or that their names are way too long.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's amazing how little kids know the dinosaur.
Yeah.
But these are some of your other drawings as well. And I think we got a picture of a dinosaur, right?
Which one?
Right there. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, that is a T-Rex, and it looks like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, but at the same time, I didn't draw that.
No, you didn't draw it, but somebody, it must be some kind of dinosaur park, and somebody was at the dinosaur park.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they got a Jurassic Park in Disney.
Actually, no. In fact, I know. I saw the comments. All right. Long story short, I'm gonna make this quick. Jurassic Park is definitely not Disney. It is Universal.
Okay.
And blah, blah, blah,
I
blah.
stand to be corrected. I'm corrected, but let's see some comments up there. I think we got some comments on the board. Mm-hmm. Let's see what they say. All right. Hey Travis, this is Aunt Didi.
Hey Aunt Didi.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, it's Alexis. Oh my God, I love you so much.
I love you. She said, I love you, Travis. You know, he's always been so inspirational. I love it. That's awesome, man. And one of the other things is Elder Ingram.
Elder Ingram, man, good. Go on.
Oh, Jade Hackett.
Oh my God.
Right, you, Travis.
Jade,
I'm proud of you.
Keep up the good work. I miss her. I miss you so much, Jade. I miss you. I want to see you.
Oh man, and then one of the other things you love, and I love too, right? Look, Travis is awesome. Monica is animation.
Oh yes.
Right. So we're gonna pull up some animation stuff that you had on your Facebook, so we can go through some animation stuff. But talk about how you. She said she missed you too.
Oh my God. I want to see you, Jay.
Oh man.
In person.
So
go on, please.
Yeah. So the some animation things. Disney.
Not just Disney. Okay, we're talking like some of the mainstream other animation studios, DreamWorks, Pixar. Sometimes Nickelodeon could pretty much have their fair share of animation, both with their...
Who was that?
Oh my God.
It's me and my friends.
Oh my God.
Those are my friends. I was in Disney and got to hang out with Mickey.
Minnie,
I got to hang out with
Goofy, Pluto.
I walked in and saw them. I said, man, I got to get me some pictures. Now there goes some of the things you mentioned.
I mean, like, I will say this. I was looking for a very good Disney picture to pretty much emulate a good Disney picture. I mean, like, I was pretty much staring at that, and I was like, okay, got some of my favorite characters. I would say protagonists, main characters, the main stars of their own movies, like one character per movie. And I mean, like, I thought that was pretty good. I mean, like, you don't have like a whole lot, but it seems to be at a perfect amount. And I pretty much like that picture so much that, you know what? I think it would be a good idea to have it as my cover photo for Facebook.
Well, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I don't know which part of the World Web.
Some Mickey picture. Some Mickey. What's a Mickey? Yeah.
Man. Oh wait, that one is for Easter.
Yeah. Okay.
I just thought it would be festive, saying, "Hey, everybody, happy Easter!"
Happy Easter. Yeah. Okay.
That's a promotional. Oh, and that one's for Christmas.
Yeah. You get all the holidays.
Oh, and also Halloween too.
Oh man, I don't think I got the Halloween.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Halloween doesn't have to be for everybody.
So talk to me. So yeah, talk to me about Travis's animation
studio.
What? So talk to me about that. Talk to me about the dream. What do you envision?
Alrighty. Okay. Hopefully there's not going to be any details. I would pretty much envision. Okay, first, I would pretty much have to envision the location. Location is very important. Like, it could either be in New York, either in Florida, or either in California. I would say, you know what? Either Yonkers, New York, Florida, or California. Any one of those places. And
didn't they? Now they have. I think is it Lionsgate in Yonkers.
Yeah, I think they pretty much specialize in like some of the computer graphics stuff and not necessarily
animation.
Well, I'm not even sure.
Did you call them?
I'm sorry?
Did you call them up and see?
I pretty much walked over to them before, and I guess they pretty much told us they pretty much specialize into something like that. I'm not even sure if it's for a film or a product or even an advertisement.
I know that you can go there and you can actually you can actually do your movie there. They got all kind of stage studios where you can run an episodes, or you can do a full length movie.
Right.
In the studio. Back to the animation part of what have you already something in mind? What would be your first animate? What would be Travis's first animation project?
All right, my first animation project. Okay, just to let you know, all of my other projects will take place everywhere around the world and everywhere through different time periods, most notably history, and being that I'm black and I guess African, I guess my culture has to come first.
Okay.
My culture has to come first, and I was just thinking about this for a while. This will take place in Africa. I don't think this will have any humans, but it'll be mostly about animals. And I was thinking of calling this the African Tale. And I pretty much wrote this as a short story when I was in college. When I was in I was in Mercy College, and the assignment was that we were supposed to have two characters and to have the conflict to come from the environment. And I pretty much thought about this long and hard. Originally, I was supposed to have like 5 African animals going through this, but the teacher pretty much said that we're only supposed to have 2. And the 2 characters are a lion and an elephant, and they both haven't seen each other in a while. The lion recognized the elephant. The elephant doesn't remember anything. Like, the elephant doesn't like, oh, hi, I'm sorry, who are you? And I guess you could say they pretty much reintroduce each other until an earthquake comes up. The entire African plains is turning into some sort of drought. Like, the entire African plains is empty. Like, the only 2 animals that were left are just the lion and the elephant. So they would have to go through at least so many natural disasters just to get to a valley where they can see their family again. And this short story is only about 7 pages long. It's only about 7 pages long of a short story. And yes, I did ace it. Yes, I did ace it.
Oh, so you did it for school?
Yeah, I did it for school. And
and what was the grade? What did they give you?
Oh, they gave me an A. They gave me an A. What was I going to say? They would have to go through earthquakes. They would happen to go through a massive flood that happened inside of a cave. And there was also a moment where, like, the entire jungle was burning on fire, so they happened to escape through fire. Pretty much ain't gonna tell. Oh,
I think
my
Benjamin,
God.
Travis, you must have read Travis' mind because he was just explaining his first movie, right? He was just explaining it. An African tale, right, between a lion and an elephant.
Yeah, not only just that, like, I was just kind of indecisive. Do I wanted like 2 animals going through this journey, or I was thinking of either 3 or possibly 5 or 6. But then again, only time will tell. And if I would have this entire movie to be finished, then like I would hope, like, I don't know. Originally, I was thinking about having it released in 2025, but you know what? 2025 is a little too soon. It's a little too early. I was thinking of releasing it in either 2035 or maybe 2040. I would say November 2035 or 2040. I would say somewhere around the Thanksgiving weekend.
That's like 10, 11 years from now, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I got one for you. I got the second one for you.
Actually, I already got one.
You got one?
Yeah.
Well, I got the third one then.
I already got the third one. I got all of them.
Okay, well, I got the infinity one. When you end, to hear an infinity. The Infinity Project.
Alrighty.
Right?
I don't know. I might be writing this down.
Which is, right, whether you actually do an animation person or that it's an animal, right? But it would be about a person who people said they weren't going to succeed. I would call it the Travis, right, Archer story, right? And write about you, and you can be animated, an animation, or you can choose your favorite animal as the person who goes through, right, who's born and goes through whatever they go through to become successful.
I think I might have. I don't know. I think
did
I might
you do
have
that one already?
I think I did one story that it could be related to that, but just bear with me, all right? All right.
Okay.
And I wrote this during my creative writing class.
Okay.
And I this might be relatable to what you're talking about. And it was called The Last White Tigress. And, okay, it's pretty much about a white tiger who is raised among orange tigers. And the white tiger is a social outcast. Like, none of the orange tigers like her. Like, everybody's just, like, ostracizing her because she is a white tiger. And they're all orange tigers. And there was this one moment where I think her adoptive father tells her, like, if you would see that abandoned temple, I think one of those Taj Mahal type of temples in India, like, he said to her, that's the place where I found you. And yet, like, there is an evil panther who has tried to stop her, and she even framed her for the crime that she didn't commit.
Oh,
and
I like that.
And after that, she pretty much had an epiphany. Now, after the conflict that she had with the other tigers, the only orange tiger who defended her is her friend, soon-to-be husband or mate or something like that. And immediately after that, she pretty much embarks on a journey to find her real family, pretty much in a waterfall valley. I believe it's called Mumbai Falls. And
I like that one.
Like I said, it's called The Last White Tigress.
You're going to have to figure out which one's going first, because I like that one. I like the first one.
I think this one will be my 9th.
Your 9th one?
My 9th one.
Travis got a whole list, y'all. He got a whole list. Benjamin's asking, what's your favorite animal?
Okay. Okay. I have my top 3 favorite animals.
Okay.
My first...
This is his Mount Rushmore of animals.
Yeah.
Who's on Mount Rushmore of animals?
All right. Definitely the African elephant.
Okay.
Definitely
okay,
the African
okay.
elephant. I'm never. Oh, God.
Can you make an elephant sound?
I don't think I can.
Okay. Okay. Good.
It's a little.
Keep going.
All right. All right. Okay. Second, definitely the lion. Never forget the lion. Yeah, just made a little sneak peek with a roar for you.
Yeah. Give me the roar.
And I guess the third one has to be the giraffe. And I would pretty much, tell you the rest, but let me just think about which other animals that I pretty much think about liking and giving a animal shout out to. I don't know. I mean,
I think your mom said something up there.
I know. I saw. What was I gonna say? I think I pretty much like a little bit of polar bears, kangaroos, wolves. I think I seem to like gorillas a little bit. I will say that 3 favorite animals: elephant, lion, and a giraffe. Just to make it straightforward.
I don't know if I'm a big animal guy, but my favorite would have to be the Black Panther.
Elephant and Black Panther making a podcast in the middle of the jungle. Oh, by the way, yes, I did include a Panther character in The Last White Tigress. Although I don't know if I could spoil you this.
No. I want to see it when it comes out.
Alrighty.
So,
and I will point out 2 of my favorite works that I've written. Just two. And I'll make it as brief as possible.
Okay.
All right. First one, Kingdom of the Dinosaurs. All right. So you got a cave girl from the Stone Age who makes a bet with her older brother saying if she would happen to find a giant predator, fight it for its tooth, then and only then would she be the provider of the family. And while she is on the hunt for this predator, she pretty much discovers a hidden cave, falls right through the wormhole, and enters into the land of the dinosaurs. And yes, all the dinosaurs can understand her. The good news is, she found a creature, the T-Rex. The bad news is, it's difficult. Like, she maybe even swing her spear, but no matter how much it is, like, it's just like, no matter how many times she fights him, it's just proven difficult until she was saved by one of the dinosaurs, I believe a 3-horned dinosaur, and she makes a deal with him saying, hey, if I can help you and all the other plant eaters to fight against the meat eaters, then and only then would I get the T-Rex's tooth and to go back to my own world. And actually, that's pretty much what happened. Because, like, imagine this one universe where... No, imagine, like, if you would happen to be a person from the Stone Age going into world with creatures that you've never seen before. You don't even know what a dinosaur is. Through the perspective of this cave girl. And once again, this is called Kingdom of Dinosaurs, and I've written this back 5 years ago, 2019. I wrote this for a class.
Don't tell too much of it, because somebody's listening out there. They might steal it.
All right, I won't. I wrote this for a class, and yes, I aced it.
Okay.
And, okay, so that was my first. Second, I believe I called this one Viking lore. And this takes place in one of those Viking times, where a Viking fisherman finds a golden helmet, wears it on his head, and it gets stuck on his head. And and here's the funniest part. Every time the people of that village see him with that helmet, they confuse him as Thor. Think about it. All those Vikings say, "Hail the mighty Thor," and he kept saying, "My name is not Thor." So he embarks on this quest to find a dragon-like creature with 2 wings and 2 legs called the Wyvern. It's a breed of dragon, by the way. To pretty much blast the helmet away with a massive fireball, as he is accompanied by a Valkyrie and her pet yak, who, I will spoil you this. That Valkyrie does become his love interest.
Okay.
And I wrote this back in 2021, and I pretty much wrote this like as a response to everything I did back in Mercy College in terms of my creative writing and screenwriting. And Well, wouldn't tell you too much, but yeah. I mean, like,
All right,
I got...
all
and Viking lore... Oh, wait. Kingdom of Dinosaurs will be my 5th, and Viking lore will be my 10th.
Okay. Wow. Well, you see, ladies and gentlemen, Travis got a lot of stuff going on, right? I mean, you know, he's got how many films? 10 films he's going to talk about.
11.
11 films.
Actually,
not including the one I just said. I mean, the one
I mean, the Tiger one seems to be close to what you said.
Close, but this is going to be about you.
Okay.
Now, you can put it in animation form, whether it's a human or an animal, you know, going through whatever you experience, so you can share it with, you know. I mean, if somebody wanted you to act, sing, whatever, write, how do they get in touch with Travis, man? They go to Facebook?
Either Facebook or Instagram.
Right? And then the other one is Travis is on LinkedIn too, man. You want to get in touch with Travis? He a businessman, you know. Go to LinkedIn and let's talk real quick about The Wiz. And you were the lion in The Wiz. I mean, look at Travis was the lion in The Wiz. I mean, he did a great job in The Wiz, man. I was scared.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did my voice scare you?
Yes, it did. Yeah, give it to me. Oh man, that's awesome. No.
Okay, be honest. What was your favorite part when I was playing the lion?
Your favorite part?
No, your favorite part.
My favorite part when you was playing the lion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one when you busted off the thing, man, and scared everybody to death. You scared the scarecrow and what's the other thing? Was it
Scarecrow,
Dorothy,
Tin
Man, and Dorothy? You scared all of them, right? And then my other favorite part was when they found out you wasn't so ferocious.
Oh.
And you started going.
Oh, jeez. I was about to say, like, if I was that moment, like, imagine if you would cast Jim Carrey playing the lion, he would be reacting the same way.
Oh man, he's not one of my favorite, man. But
it's all right.
Yeah, but he, you know, yeah. But you guys did. Dorothy was good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tin Man was good. Scarecrow was good. But you and Dorothy was my favorite.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, is there any comments or questions out there? Any more comments or questions for Travis up here?
My favorite part was this: you singing lion. I'm a lion.
Oh man.
Aunt Sabrina, look at my nephew. Yes, your nephew's on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Well, we're about to finish up here, coming to a close. Travis, I want to thank you for coming on, man.
And thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, it was my pleasure, man. My pleasure, man. People get to meet Travis Archer. I mean, in the future, I mean, he's going to have, what's the name of it? I know it's Travis. He's having an animation
TXLA Animation Studios.
Yeah, say it again.
TXLA Animation Studios. And I was also
Which
thinking
stands for
Travis Xavier Lothian Archer.
Okay.
I was also thinking either that or Travamation. And for those of you watching, please let me know what is the best name, TXLA or Travamation Studios.
Oh, awesome. And we're gonna close here, and we're gonna close, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I want to thank you for your support of the Blueprint Podcast. Mm-hmm. It's on live on Facebook, Lowe's More the Blueprint on Facebook, Lowe's More the Blueprint on YouTube, and also you can find Lowe's More the Blueprint on PNN, right? PNN Network, the Phoenix Network. You can find me on Roku, and you can also find me on the Fire Stick right? All these three are new, where you can find the Blueprint podcast. And, we mentioned earlier, before I get off and we're going to close with this, mentioned earlier, Mikey, he's part of the other part, Travis and Mikey have the book, Find My Raw.
Yeah.
Right. And so, Mikey, that we call there's Mikey right there. That's not that's Mikey's image, right? And there's Travis' image, and then the Jiggets. We got the Jiggets. That's Mikey right there. See his little raw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Mike and Lena, right? So we want to close with, hope you got a lot out of becoming or accepting, autism accepting month. We have to learn to accept people, right, who just not like us, right? And and God created us all different. When He created each and every one of us, He broke the mold, right? And so there's nobody the same, and so hope you gain some awareness and how important and powerful it is when you accept somebody, for who they are, right, and love them unconditionally. And so I want to finish with this with Mikey, right, and we're going to finish with Mikey. I will not come back. Travis and I will not come back, right. We're going to finish with Mikey reading his book, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And remember, again, thank you for your support. And if you go to Facebook, you like it. If you go to YouTube, you like it and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. God bless you. And as I say each and every week, if God allow you to wake up tomorrow, make tomorrow your masterpiece. God bless you.
Every thought you do, no, I do. Okay, here goes. I'm see you. Every thought you do, no, I do. Because on the inside of me, my world is not about you. I'm talk to you. Every thought you do, I am. Because on the inside of me, you're in my world, and it's my plan. I love you. Every thought you do, know I care, because on the inside of me, I don't, you would always be there. People think I'm the one that's strange, because on the inside of me, I am interested in their games. People tricked me as if I'm the one that's weird, because what they don't know, they act in fear. People see me, but they do understand. They don't understand, because I don't freely show my
affection.
Yes.
No, say the word affection.
Affection. Or
easily.
Extend my hand.
Go ahead. Those
who love me have torn
often
had to fight because many people don't treat me right. There's those who love me have shared much a tear because they cared about me now and in my future years. Those who love me to the
core.
Because of them, I found my roar. I roar. When you change things, it makes me scared. I'm roared on the inside, right? That through my stared and roared like the lions, tigers, and bears. And roar about all the things that I care. And roar about things that are important to me. I'm roared aloud to me, family.
No, to my. Allow.
To my family. I'm roared about the love you shared with me. Shared with me. I'm roared about my love for you from here to eternity. I'm roared.
Now who's that?
It's me, Michael. And that was me.
When you were little, right?
Yes. It's Michael. It's baby Michael.
When you were little. Can you tell me the title of the book? Can you show me the title of the book?
Then I roar. Grandma. Jiggets.
Yeah, so
the Jiggets family.
And let me see the title of the book. What's the title of the book?
Finding My Roar.
By Aunt
Trees.
Trees. That's Aunt Trees.
By Aunt Trees.
More.
Can
you say thank you, Aunt Trees?
Thank you, Aunt Trees. I love you.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Lowe's More, the Blueprint Podcast. Stay connected and follow us at our website, www.lowesmore.com. That's LOWESMOORE.com. You can also join the discussion on Twitter at Lowe's More and on Facebook at Lowe's Moore Jr. As always, thank you for pushing your mindset towards a better reality. This concludes the most thought-provoking portion of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast to stay fully up to date with everything we're up to. Until next time, be kind to yourself and each other.
What they teaching is a joke. I ain't buying it like I'm broke. Insufficient funds for